brief look at a Black community newspaper in Toronto reveals a swagger of superlative claims. Canada's largest ethnic paper, and making our voice heard. An epidemic of cross-nationalist beauty pageants. Miss Guyana Canada, Miss Africa Canada, for which 12 beauties would vie. A film festival called the Other Film Festival. News stories intoning the same cross-nationalism and otherness about West Indian families in Etobicoke, Canadians honoring a doctor, making desserts a la Jamaica, a mother who was refused a visa to see her daughter who died unexpectedly in Canada. An editorial about the differential treatment of Black festivals by city officials and police in the city. Numerous articles on religion and faith. Surrounding these stories is a veritable blizzard of advertisements for travel deals to every Caribbean location and New York, Detroit, and Buffalo, bolstered by ads for shipping barrels to every Caribbean location, buttressed by an intimidating phalanx of ads for immigration lawyers, overlaid with ads for goat, coconut milk, and red snapper, and finally riotously decked out with ads for banquet halls, reggae celebrations, and calypso extravaganzas. How do we read these complicated juxtapositions of belonging and not belonging, belonging and intra-belonging? In a place such as this, so full of immigrants, everyone is deeply interested in belonging. The Blacks addressed in these newspapers are in the main of Caribbean origin, which is not to say the half of it. They switch from the more specific nationalisms of island and territory to region throughout their discourse with Canada. They also gesture to the continent of Africa, and at times also to India and China, since there are several diasporas that come together in those Caribbean origins. They claim a Canada qualified by these tenuous origins. They quarrel with the Canadian nation on counts of racism and exclusion from kind treatment. They travel, journey, back and forth from these origins to their neo-origins. They are legally embattled with the Canadian nation state on points of physical entry into the nation. Their pleasures and desires seem human enough: food and music. The imperative for these cross-nationalisms bore me. It puts into play an exhausting, stultifying set of practices which are repeated and repeated without change. It makes people cling to the most narrow of definitions of culture and identity and deploy the most banal characteristics as exemplary. National identity is a dance of artificiality, since what it dances must essentially be unchanging. Some would say, well, no, Canadian identity has changed over the last 30 or 50 years. Not at all. We are drawn constantly to the European shape in its definition, a shape, by the way, which obscures its own multiplicity. And when we read the hyphenated narratives, we see the angst produced by this unchanging quality. Why consider the door of no return? Because it exists without prompting. It exists despite all efforts to obscure it, or change it, or reinterpret it by carpenters or its passengers. The door of no return is ocular. It is propitious. From it, one may reflect, grasp,